All right, grilling with the good dogs. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this video just yet. Just doing this stuff. We got a party at my boss's house tonight, and she asked to bring some food. So I'm gonna bring some hors d'oeuvres. Now I'm trying to stick to June being pescatarian month, so not doing any meats today. But we're gonna do some shrimp stuffed mushrooms and some bastardized version of a bruschetta. My in-laws make it at Christmas time, and it is just phenomenal. I didn't get a direct recipe for that from them. This is gonna be my best effort at recreating it. So let's see what I can get. Again, this is hors d'oeuvres, shrimp stuffed mushrooms, and some cheesy bruschetta, we'll call it. Grilling with the good dogs. Stay tuned. I'm gonna start getting this stuff. All right, the first thing you're gonna do with these mushrooms, I got a big pack of them, and I actually got another pack over here. I wanted to get the biggest ones, but you're going to remove these stems, and you're going to kind of clean out the insides to where it makes a little cup, okay? Now, I'm going to cook them on the skillet out on the smoker. That's because the Red Dragon doesn't like the smell of shrimp in the house. She doesn't like the taste of shrimp, so I'm just going to try and, best of keep her happy. So I'm going to try and line out as many mushrooms as fit in here because I'm going to bake them in the skillet as well. For the bruschetta, I'm going to do that inside on the oven. I already have this pre-cut French bread because honestly, this was the size I liked and none of the big loaves. The big loaves were too big. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to wait for that. It's 1 o'clock right now. The party doesn't start till 3:30. So got some time. We're gonna focus on this just yet. So let me get these ready and I'll show you what they look like before they go on the grill. All right. So I got a bunch of mushrooms in there. I have one already. I removed the stem, and as you can see, I kind of hollowed it out using this. I think this is a butter knife. I'm not really sure. I'm not high class people. Going with the good dogs. So I took the stem out and removed some of the stuff in there, some of the gills and everything. Now, you can take this and chop this up, mix it with the rest of the recipe moving on if you don't want to use shrimp. I am going to replace this meat of the mushroom with shrimp. So I'm going to be discarding this. Unfortunately, I don't like wasting, but that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be done when all of these stems and gills have been removed. Pile right here. All these are cups, okay? I'm not going to be putting them back in here because I need room. This is where I'm going to be cooking the shrimp and the garlic and everything. But first things first, let's get this stuff cleaned out. Grilling with the good. All right, everything has been hollowed out. Plenty of mushrooms there. Skillet's ready. You're getting ready. We've got all the shrimp here. Now you're going to want to pat them dry. Some nice, good dry shrimp. I'm going to dice them up, probably about 1/4-inch slices. We're going to mix it up with some garlic and a little bit of olive oil in here. We're going to cook that until all the shrimp's cooked. Okay. Then we're going to take that off, and we got to let it get to room temperature. Once it's in room temperature, that's when we're going to mix in the cream cheese. And then that's going to get stuffed into these mushrooms that are going to go back on here, that are going to go onto the grill, about 350, 20-ish minutes, probably more like 15 minutes, because they're going to be sitting in this skillet. The heat's going to stick with the skillet, so I might not do 20 minutes, probably going to be closer to 10 to 15. If you're just doing this in an oven, though, you're going to want to do 20 at 350. All right, I got everything in the shrimp cut up. Now, you could easily just cook the shrimp and then cut them up after. The reason I did this is to get more surface area. The more surface area you have, more seasoning that can land on that surface area. What am I going to use? I'm going to use some McCormick Grill Mates Louisiana Cajun seasoning. So I'm going to give that a light dusting, make sure to mix it around, and make sure it cooks every side of that stuff. Put it in a bowl, put some garlic in there. I'm not chopping the garlic, sorry. I'm lazy today, and I don't feel like doing that. And then skillet's going to go out on the grill here in a minute. And then the shrimp's going to shortly follow. So let me get that all worked up and I'll show you what it looks like before it goes onto the skillet, which is going to be on the grill. I got a little olive oil in there. I put a nice big heaping garlic in there. Throw the shrimp on. All the little shrimpies have gotten in there. Give it one last dousing with the McCormick seasoning. Mix it up nice and good. All up in there. Once it's nice and thoroughly mixed, you're going to put it evenly on the skillet. And I'm going to close the lid and just let it do its thing. I actually have the flame guard open. I don't usually do that. But for this, I wanted to make it as much like an oven top or a stove top as possible. It looks pretty good and mixed all throughout there. I'm going to call that good. I'm going to come back to this again in a little bit. That's good enough for now, so I'm going to close this lid. The lid's been up for a little while, but it's set at 350. I'll let it run with that. Probably give it 5 minutes or so, come back and check on it. That's grilling with the Good Dogs. I'm actually going to be replacing this. I'll make a video of that, but this LCD screen is pretty much kaput. So I bought a whole new panel for it, and I'm going to show you how to replace that and a few other little tips and tricks you can do to your grill to make it easier to replace that, to clean the auger when you need to, and everything. That's what we do at Grilling with the Good Dogs. Ooh, dog, because I could smell that from in the house. Ooh, that's looking good. Now the thing is, I don't want to burn this. It's looking really good right there. Everything in my head is telling me to take it off the grill. So I'm going to go back inside in a minute here, grab my mitt, I'm going to take this skillet out, bring it inside. The thing is, you want this shrimp mixture to get to room temperature before you mix it with the cream cheese. This is not going to be served very hot or anything, but you don't want this prematurely melting the cream cheese. So we got to get this back down to a room temperature, if you will. So I'm going to close the lid. I'm going to go back inside, get my mitt, and take this skillet off. So we're going to be going back to the skillet because that's where the mushrooms are going. Grilling with Good Dogs. I had to get those Good Dogs on the screen. They haven't made an appearance yet. All right, skillet's inside. Right there. Took all the shrimp out because you got to remember that skillet's going to retain a lot of heat. I'm going to give it one little last dusting with that McCormick seasoning. I'm going to fold it up in this aluminum foil. Let it sit for a while. And we're going to work on the cheesy bruschetta here in a second. Hold that up. Oh, that's got to get to room temperature. We don't want it prematurely melting any of the cream cheese. Set that aside. The mushrooms are going to set aside with it. And let's get to that bruschetta on Grilling with the Good Dogs. There's one, finally. Grilling with the Good Dogs. Look at those Good Dogs. Yeah, remember, we're setting the mushroom stuff aside, letting it cool down. Moving on to this bruschetta. We've got about 40 pieces of French bread right here. What we're going to need to do is coat this entire side with olive oil. It's going to broil for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then we're going to flip over every individual piece, put olive oil on it again, and broil it for another 1 to 2 minutes. One thing I want to get ready beforehand is to slice up this mozzarella. Because as soon as this comes out the oven from its last broil, I'm going to toss this mozzarella on there, okay? And that mozzarella is going to add the cheesiness, but it's also going to act as a moisture buffer between the chopped tomato, balsamic vinegar, and basil leaves and the bread, so it's not going to get soggy. First things first, let's chop this mozzarella, get it ready. We've got about 40 slices here, so we need about 40 slices of this that are about each the size of this or smaller. So we're going to work on that. Where is my darn logos? I swear. In my rush, I didn't even notice this. What a stroke of luck. This is actually already sliced. You can see, that's pretty great. I could not tell from this side that it was sliced. But yeah, probably still some of them are too large, so I'm going to be cutting some in half and everything, making sure we have about 40 slices. I'm going to wrap it in that foil, probably put it back in the fridge. And yeah, so stroke of luck there. I'm not telling you to do it, but that's going to save me some time. Right. Everything's got some olive oil on there. I'm going to give it a light dusting with some garlic powder here. Very light. Just like a sprinkling snowstorm. And that's plenty. All right. Well, that's going to go in the oven now. Broil 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, somewhere in there. I don't want to burn them. I don't like it when it's burnt. Personally, I don't like them when they're too crispy. So hopefully get it right. But remember, 1 minute, 2 minutes, somewhere in there. Take it out, flip everything, hit them with some more olive oil, maybe a tiny bit more garlic powder, and then it's gonna go in again. So you're broiling both sides. Grilling with the good dogs. All right, just applied the second side, so let's put it back in there. It's gonna get hot. Probably gonna put it in there for a full 2 minutes this time. Didn't hit much that time. Now, moving on. Got some Roma tomatoes here and a bunch of fresh basil leaves, okay? Also got my balsamic vinegar. Saving that for the very end, okay? So I'm gonna dice this stuff up as much as possible. The tomatoes, what you don't want is to get too much soggy wetness. You use grape tomatoes, you get less of that. I like Roma tomatoes personally the best. The thing is, the more the liquid meat you have in there, the soggier it's gonna get. So I'm gonna dice this up trying to concentrate on the big, nice tomato chunks, not so much the actual watery meat that's in there. That's all gonna go back into this bowl mixed together. All right. That's about as cooked as I want them to be right there. So we got everything ready. Take off my nasty mitt. So I'm gonna start putting them back on this pan and applying the mozzarella to them. We're just gonna keep on doing that so everybody's good and cheesed up. I'll show you what that looks like. We're still working on this stuff over here. Still getting everything cut up and good to go. Bring it right back to you once we're ready to move on. Grilling with the good dogs. I hope you can read upside down. So the Red Dragon made a suggestion, and I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna throw these back in on broil in these things with the cheese on the bread, just to let it melt in there a little bit, just a hair. So here it does that. We still got it on broil. Let's put them in. Ain't gonna hurt anything, as far as I know. Bread's bread and cheese is cheese. Seems like a match made in heaven. Give it a minute or so. Now, that's what I call cheesy. Like I said, it was in there maybe a minute and a half. Everything looks good. Still working on the actual bruschetta, tomato and basil mixture, and we got the balsamic vinegar waiting in the wings. But I'm not going to be applying this stuff till basically we're relieving. So, good with that. I'm going to keep chopping this stuff up, and then I think this is going to be just about ready to mix back in with the cream cheese. I'm going to toss it in the fridge, but it feels just about ready. Toss it in the fridge. We're going to mix with the cream cheese, and we're going back to the mushrooms. Lots of stuff to do here on grilling with. All right, back to the mushrooms. We got the shrimp here, chopped shrimp, and I got some red pepper cream cheese. Let's see, where's the logo? There it is. Roasted red pepper. Smells good. That's going to go in the bowl. That's going to go in the bowl. A little bit of panko breadcrumbs. Mix it all around. We're going to stuff each one of the mushrooms with it. Save some of the panko breadcrumbs. We're going to garnish it on top when it goes back into this pan. So let's get that filling mixed up right there. There's one of the good dogs, finally. And the grill's getting hot, so let's get this stuff ready on a timeline here. Hollowed out mushrooms, shrimp and cream cheese mixture, and the skillet. We're going to fill these up, put them in the skillet, and it's going to go out. It's on 350 right now. Like I said, 10, 15 minutes, somewhere in there. Let's get that ready to go. This skillet's going to need time to heat up. So that might stay at around 20 minutes. All right, sometimes I scare myself with how amazing I am. So let's go get that put on the grill. 350, 20 minutes, throw it on there. Grilling with the good dogs. All right, I'm going to sprinkle some panko breadcrumbs on the top of this, put them in the pan, and that's going to be it for those. These are just about ready to be packaged up. I'm not going to put the bruschetta on until we get there. Grilling with the good. And just because I really want to wow them with taste, we're just going to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese just on the top. Just a hair. You won't be able to really tell the difference between it and those breadcrumbs. Just a little bit extra. All right, we're going to foil that up. Put the plastic lids on those. Put them in the car. It's done. Just a matter of eating it now. All right, grilling with the good dogs. End of a very successful night. We've got a few more of these left over, so I'm going to snack on one right now. So good. Plenty of compliments on everything, so give these recipes a try. Mixed in the balsamic vinegar with these, with the mix before you put them on. And probably 2 tablespoons or so. Came out real good. Those came out great. I'm gonna eat one so bad, but I'll save them for tomorrow. Grilling with the good dogs. Give it a try. I think you'll enjoy it. Hey guys, it's me, the Fat Dad. Just want to let y'all know, I hope y'all are enjoying the videos here on YouTube. But if you want to see more, we actually have a Snapchat where you'll see a lot more of the uncut stuff. The final product is what ended up on YouTube, but a lot of bloopers, mistakes, and experiments happen on Snapchat, so check us out there. You can find that on our Instagram page, where if you follow our Instagram, you'll see candid pictures of the dogs, throwback pictures, and a little bit about each one of the recipes that we put up here on YouTube. So give that a try. That's Grilling with the Good Dogs on Instagram. Hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching the videos.